Hey guys, Death Spider here. So as everybody knows, I typically make a bunch of how-tos and how to get started in games. So I've been playing Valheim with my brother. He hosts the server, so obviously when he's not online, I can't play with him. So I decided I'd go ahead and start a help series to try to help everybody out. I've seen some people asking questions, trying to figure out what to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that myself. As you can see here, we already have our main character. So if you've been playing multiplayer with somebody else on their server, you can load your character into your own server and play. Or you can just start a fresh one and then you use these arrows at the bottom to toggle between them. So we've got a fresh character made here. We're going to go ahead and start off on a completely blank slate and get started from day one. So this is going to be Valheim episode 1. We'll go over everything as we get started and catch up to where I'm at, hopefully on my brother's game. It'll take a while because on that game we're already in copper armor and out of the rags that you start in, so there's a lot of stuff to do. So in this game you go from rags to riches. It takes a while. There's a great grind. I advise people play this multiplayer because there's just so much to do. It makes it a lot easier when you have people working together. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started, guys. I'm going to press the start button. We'll go into the cutscene, and from there we'll proceed. I've already got a world here. We're going to get rid of this world and start a new one because that was going to be the fresh start, but I loaded my other character into it. So let's just, because I think you can save it and then put multiple characters in there. So remove world, yes. Alright, so we're going to do a new world. Every time you get a seed, you can copy the seed code right here if you want to get the same map generation. Maybe you're used to a map, or you have a map you like, or you want to match somebody else's, like another content creators. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just name this character, or we'll name this world, we'll call this one the same as the other name. We'll call it Video Making. Video Mocking. Alright, we're going to do done with that. And that's loaded. So if somebody you play with is on and you want to join the multiplayer game, you click on this tab up here for join game, and you'd select their server. If it's password locked, once you select server and then go connect, it'll ask you to put the password in. We're going to solo play, so we're just going to, like I said, we already have our world seed and everything made, so we'll just hit start. And we will enter our cutscene. I don't know, my camera was all sideways. I've been trying to find a better position for my microphone because it didn't seem to be picking up as well. I might need to adjust it and tweak it some more because I'm trying to use it on a boom arm now. Alright, here we go, guys. Long ago, the All-Father Odin united the worlds. He threw down his foes and cast them into the 10th world. Then he split the balls that held their prison to the world tree and let it to drift unanchored, a place of exile. For centuries, this world slumbered uneasily, but it did not die. As glacial ages passed, kingdoms rose and fell out of sight of the gods. When Odin heard his enemies were growing once again in strength, he looked to Midgard and sent his Valkyries to scour the battlefields. For the greatest of the warriors, dead to the world, they would be born again in Valheim. Alright guys, here we come in with the, I don't know, the Storm Crow. You can move around here with your mouse, take a look around, look at the crow that's carrying you. That's us coming in to Valheim. Eventually you'll see we're getting closer to the world below. It rains a lot here. We'll adjust the sound once we get into the game through options because it is pretty loud. Let's see where he's going to drop us off at. Hell Warrior, what is up, Crow Dude? I like to call him Huggin, because that's how his name's spelled to me. He's sent here to guide us in our travelers. The megaliths surrounding you are the sacrificial stones. They represent the Forsaken, which you must slay in order to ascend to Valhalla. Now he should reappear here in a second. There we go. These magical stones were scattered throughout the lands by Odin as signposts pointing toward the ritual grounds of the Forsaken. If inspected closer, this one will reveal the summoning place of Acthir, your first prey. He is a mighty beast, so you need to properly arm yourself before even attempting to defeat him. Hey guys, so when you see these red stones like this, they're going to be located throughout the map. You can find these summoning places all over the place. And then you'll find some like these that are larger. They'll give you clues and some lore. So you can just click E on it and it'll show you where you can spawn him in at. Once you fight him, you'll then bring his head back over here. Let me see, hit map or M to get out of the map screen. And we just press E there to read that, then M to get out of it. You'll bring his head back over. As you can see, all these chains here, that's where we're going to mount the different monsters and beasts that we fight. And we'll get there as we get there. Alright, so that's one boss there. We're not ready to fight him just yet. If you're playing multiplayer and you can't see your teammates on your map, have them go to map. You're going to click this little button here and toggle it on and off. If they can't see you, same thing for you. You're going to want to make sure the player icon is there, and then they'll be able to see you on the map. You can ping on the map too by double clicking. You can mark like camp locations. You can cross them out. You can right click on them to remove them from the map. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So anything and everything you do in this game, if we hit tab, it'll open this screen here. We'll see that we have rag tunic here. You have the hot slots 1 through 8. Currently we only have a torch. If you come over to here, you can click through these tabs to see other stats. Like here, these are our current skills. We're currently at 0 for running, 0 for clubs, 0 for blocking. Everything in this game levels you up, like down to swimming. Swimming levels up. Archery levels up. Clubs, spears, everything you do has an action. Or levels something up. And you unlock more and more skills as you go. So let's talk to him again. Most items must be crafted. However, due to your recent departure from Midgard, you will have to recall the true shape of objects. Just pick things up and it will all come back to you, I'm sure. My lesser brother, Moonin, tells me one can fashion a stone axe out of wood and stone. So pretty much he's just saying, find you some wood and stone and then make you an axe so you can cut down some trees. Sorry guys, my nose is like itching because the temperature here keeps changing and gotta get that mustache trimmed. So here we go. These are some raspberries. You're gonna want to pick up raspberries and mushrooms as you go across the map for food. Oh wait, he's trying to talk to us again. Let's see what he wants now. I guess because he found a stick. So we can pick up this branch. Let's talk to him one more time. You have found a snack. Pretty much every time you do something, he's going to come and tell you what to do with it. You have found a snack. Consume it to improve your health and stamina. Be aware that before long, you will grow hungry again, so try to always have at least a couple of different meals ready. So there's different types of food again. So you got blueberries, raspberries, mushrooms, meat, fish. Like there's a lot of food in this game once you get higher level. You're going to want to eat as many, up to 3 types at a time. So like a raspberry, a mushroom, and a piece of meat. Let's get him to go away real quick. So if you look down here in the lower left corner, this is your health bar. This is your food and hunger bar above the fork. And then this is 3 slots, so that'd be like meat, a mushroom, and a raspberry. And when you eat them, you'll see that it increases your health, and you'll start regenerating hit points, and then it'll increase your maximum health bar based on your like satiation, I guess you call it, whatever, when you're fed. Alright, so let's grab this stone. So usually what you do, and you get new recipes as you find new materials. So what you do is when you hit E, a lot of things will just, it's like you pick the mushrooms, then you need to walk on it or hit E again to pick it up. So see, we've been running. You run by holding down the shift key. You jump by pressing spacebar. You attack by left clicking. Right click is block, and you just hold that. There's a boar there. We don't want to fight him just yet. We want to get some weapons and stuff made up. So we've got a stick. We should be able to make an axe now. So if you, or no, what do we need? We still need some more stone and wood. I think we can knock down small trees. We'll find out in a second. If not, we'll run around and gather what we need. And see, we're punching that, so it's improving our unarmed skill, and we're damaging it. If you're doing damage to it, that means you can break it and destroy it. And then that bar below me right there in the center, that is your stamina bar. And so as we break that, we are getting wood, and we still need to find some more stone. So there's a stone there. You can get dandelions. I don't know what those are used for just yet. Here's some mushrooms I was talking about earlier. And you see running is leveling us up. You can't swim far at all, so be careful. Like right now you see our stamina is really, really low. If you run out of stamina while swimming, you'll start dying. There are fish here. You can get fish and eat those. You see that white stone right here? This is flint. It's good for making spears and other more advanced things which we're not quite ready for yet. So let's grab us a little bit more wood. Unarmed level 5. You see this guy right here? He's a weak enemy. He's a grayling. He will attack you. You can just punch him to death. A lot of the enemies in the game will attack you. You can hold down the control button to crouch and sneak and hide from your enemies. That also levels if you're successful while doing it. See, we're now sneak level 1. Because there's a neck. There's a green thing right here somewhere. Where'd he go? Right there. So that's a neck. If you look at it, it tells you it's a neck. And that's a boar. If they have stars on them, that means they're higher level. So they'll be tier 1. You have like tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. See, there's a neck right there. So we can just punch him to death. He doesn't really. He gives us meat that we can cook. Grab us some more stone. Is that another stone? All right. So you just want to keep your eyes open for everything. The best, you're gonna want to kill deer, boars. That'll give you leather. So if we go back into tab, like see how there's sparkles on it? That means there's an item there that we did not pick up, and that's that stone. Alright, so we can go to tab now. We can make a club. We can make a hammer. Hammer is for crafting and building buildings. We'll go ahead and make our axe. So we'll just click craft. It's now on our hot slot 2. And you can make better tools as you progress in the game. We'll make us a club because I'm going to want to skill that up some. And then we'll make us a hammer so we can start building a base here in a minute. Alright, see, and as you build stuff, you get a lot more recipes and things that you can do. The next goal is we're going to want to find us a build location, gather some materials, and just keep fighting, skilling up the gathering. If you look into here, so you're limited by your inventory space and by your weight. Your weight is right here. So we're at 19 out of 300. And this should be our armor rating, but we don't have any armor right now, except for these rags. So it only adds 1 armor, so we have 1 armor here. You can equip and unequip those by pressing the right. You'll see the timer pop up. Alright, so then let's go back to our map. You can zoom out. This is the size of the world. And in my opinion, the best thing to do, and the crow, like I said, whenever you do something, look around. He'll fly in to give you some more details on what to do. With this, we've crafted a hammer. With this tool, you'll raise mighty halls and towering fortifications. Start by building a workbench. This, in turn, will enable you to construct other things. So we'll just press E again. He'll fly off. He'll come back when he's got some more stuff to tell us. So you see these branches. You press E, it kind of turns them into wood. Then you just run over that, or you press E again to pick that up. And we've got tons of raspberries here. Let's go ahead and stack up on some of these. Pretty much gather food whenever you get the chance. Especially, like meat's not that big of a deal, but vegetables and stuff can get kind of rare. Alright, so I'm going to want to find us like a semi-decent flattish area to initially build in. I'd like to find somewhere close to like copper tin ores and stuff. But in the long run, it doesn't really matter because the more you run, the more you do, the more you'll level up. I guess it's good to stay along the coast also. That way you can gather up more flint. Flint is always located next to water sources. I guess that's clear to where we flew in. That's the only thing I can think of because we have definitely not gone that far. See, where's the boss is down that way. I guess we can kind of run that in that direction, gathering and doing what we do. See, we've got deer here so we can control, and you can kind of try to sneak up on them and get some levels. But while your sneak level is low, it's not going to work out very well for you. Sneak's also affected by your stamina. Everything pretty much in this game, blocking, attacking, gathering, everything is controlled by stamina. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to find me a place to... Here's some more mushrooms. Hard to see in the grass. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to find me a place to build, and then we'll be back to continue the video after that. Hey guys, so while I was running the coastline, gathering up some flint and rocks and sticks, and just looking for a good place to build, we've come across a house right here. So you want to check all these houses you come across. Because if you go inside of these buildings, and there's a bee's nest, you need to be careful with those, that they sting you, that you take poison damage. But there's a chest right here, and a lot of these houses and any type of ruined structure you come across could have a chest in it. So we're going to press E there, and we've got amber, which is a valuable item, and some feathers. So we're just going to click the take all here in the top left. And then we're going to ease out before the bees sting us. Now, if we had bow and arrow or something, or if you just feel randy, you can go over there and beat that up. You'll get a queen bee and honey and stuff, and you can use that to make beehives. Again, we're not ready to take poison damage, so we'll just check that out again later when we find some more. Alright, so we have another chest here. As you see, if you jump, you can get jump skill ups. So here we've got some flint arrowheads, we've got some regular flint, and another torch. Gonna take all that. And another dilapidated building over here, so we're gonna run over there and check it out. And be careful, because there are some really strong enemies in this game that we are not even remotely close to being ready for. You're going to want to level up your fighting skills. You're going to want to get your armors and stuff crafted. You can break through these walls with your axe if you want to, if there's not a door. We're just going to walk inside here and take us a quick look. No chest in this one. And then I think I saw a circle of stones over here. We're going to go take a look there, make sure we're not missing out on anything. Alright, so it just looks like a basic circle of stones. Alright, so we're going to continue searching for us a good place to build. I haven't found a place I'm happy with yet, so I will see y'all in a minute. Alright guys, so we're near what's called the Black Forest. It's located right here. When you get close to it, you'll get a message on the screen. The bird will come in and give you some details about it. This is where that boss spawns that we have the node for that highlighted over here when we first came in. And this is where we started. So it's important to keep an eye on, or to know where that's at. As you see, we're just in the center of the world. You can zoom in and out. So the Black Forest, like I said, is like right here. There's tons of strong enemies in there, so you don't want to just run in there with nothing but a wooden club. I found this big trees right here. I guess those are these big stones. I'm just going to build in the middle of this. I feel like it's not a terrible place. And later on, we can just eventually move if we want to. Just because this is close to the one boss, it's close to the initial spawn point, and it's close to Black Forest. Black Forest is a good place to find things like copper ore and everything. Alright, so we're currently cold, so we need to build... We need to get to crafting. So to craft, what you're going to want to do is equip your hammer. So you're going to press 4. And then you'll right click, and it opens the build menu. And then for here, you want to go to, where's it at? Furniture, building, crafting. So we're going to want to build the workbench. We need more wood for that. And we definitely need a campfire, so we can go ahead and set that down. We're not going to place that in the center. I'm going to leave the center open for building like a little house. So we're just going to put our campfire here for now. So find a spot where it's not red. Just left click, and it will set it down. You can rotate with the mouse wheel, of course. Mouse 3 will remove it. So that's just, you just hit the center mouse button, he'll smash it down. Alright, and then just to toggle off that, go back to another weapon, like your axe. We're going to talk to our crow friend real quick. When the temperature drops at night, or if you are wet, you will suffer from being cold. It reduces your stamina regeneration. And when they say reduce it, they mean by a ton. So nighttime's a good time to craft, guys. Seeking shelter by an open flame is your best option when this happens. Alright, so he should take off. What we're going to do is we're going to knock down some trees. We're going to get some wood together. So we're going to swing our axe, and as you see, wood cutting goes up as you do that. And get some more wood from that. We can knock down big trees. Do not let the trees fall on you. If they fall on you, you will take damage. You'll see when we knock this one down, if it when it turns into a log, it's going to take a second. They have a lot of hit points. So you're going to see it fall. You do not want it to land on you. And then when it turns to logs, a lot of times it'll knock other trees down too, so be careful about that. I guess this tree is going to be invincible. So we're going to need to be careful when we knock this one down. But when the logs are there, if they're rolling at you, they will do damage to you and they can kill you. When you die, you lose skill points. So you can de-skill. So we're gonna run away. While that falls, it's gonna knock down a bunch of other trees, making life a little easier for getting some more wood. See how that one's moving? If we've been on the receiving side of that, or if this one decides to roll at us, like I said, it'll do damage. So when they're in this form, oh, here comes a grayling. So you can kill him bare-fisted, you can kill him with your clubs, you can kill him with your axe. Just depends on what you want to improve skill-wise. If he'll stop running away. And they don't really he's not really running away, he's trying to reposition himself. So we can grab some of these dandelions. I'm sure they'll have a use eventually. He drops resin a lot. Alright, so when we have these logs, and as you see the shining stuff here, you can grab that. See, that log just hit me. I just took damage. So we just run over all the shiny stuff. You'll pick it up or get really close to it. Alright, and then we'll take our axe and we will knock these down to size. Just be careful because they're going to break down to a smaller log like that, and then we're going to almost die. If it hits us again, we're dead. So you see we're at 13 hit points. You see we have a strawberry and a mushroom down here. And they're flashing, that means they're about to wear off. So once they wear off, we can just eat some more food. It'll stack it back in there and get our hit points and stuff back up. So we're going to stay on this side of the log. Hopefully it won't do anything crazy to kill us. You do regenerate hit points over time, as you see on my screen. So we knock that out. That's going to give us a bunch of wood. Let's go ahead and do this one too. Or what's our weight at? We're currently at 105 out of 300. So anything you hit that you're doing damage to again, you're going to destroy it after a while. And everything starts off slow, like you only have stone weapons. From stone we'll go to flint. From flint we'll go into like metal, iron, copper. And we're cold, so we need to get by the fire. Not really sure what stump do. Okay, it gives us wood. Alright, so we'll go stand over here by the fire. We'll go back to our hammer. And then we'll do the right click to go to the build menu. Right mouse button. And here we've got a workbench. Workbench is very peculiar the way you build this. It needs to have a roof over it for it to work, or for you to be allowed to use it. So we need to see, can we put down any flooring yet? No? Okay. So let's set him... See, we're just... I guess we can put him center and then build into it. So if you see that, as we're looking at it, you see that red circle around us? It's also white. It's just red right now because it's trying to place another workbench. We get tons of new recipes for building a building as you watch the screen go across right now. But everything you build has to be built within the white circle, and you have to be standing within that circle to build it. Alright, so we're still just getting tons of stuff. So like, and then there's upgrades for the workbench to build more advanced things like this chopping block. So now we have all these building features here, so we can do floors and stuff. But one thing we do want to make is going to be, let me see where it must be on the workbench. Let's click off the hammer. Let's talk to him really quick. The workbench allows you to craft complex items as well as giving you access to lots of more building pieces to construct with the hammer. Alright, so we get to the workbench, press E to use it. It needs a roof, so we can't use it yet, so we have to wall it in. So what we can do for that is go to our hammer, which is on 4. Right click, miscellaneous, go to building, and we can put down a floor. So usually what you're going to want to do is build a hoe so you can level the ground out. It's looking like I can't do that here, so we're just going to place this the best that we can. Let me see, I guess we'll start over here. And you can rotate it and orient it however you want to. I mean, this is our first house, so we're just going to rough this bad boy in. They do snap, but they can also snap in off-center. So you have to really pay attention to what you're doing. Should have built closer. And the building's a little bit rough, but it's not terrible. So we're getting our floor in. Probably shouldn't build anything too gigantic right at the get-go until we get a roof up. Another thing to note is when you build a campfire inside, you're going to want to leave an opening in the roof for it to vent, or you'll take smoke inhalation damage. I wish it was daytime. It's really hard to see right now. Alright guys, I'm gonna gather up some wood and stuff while it's night, and we'll be back when it's daytime and I can see again. And we're back. Daytime's here. I gathered up a little bit of wood, not much, before the sun came back up. So now what we're gonna do is, now that we're back on the hammer and our building menu by hitting the right click button, and we're under building, we're gonna go ahead and put up some walls and get a roof on this. Now this doesn't need to be fully enclosed. It just needs a roof over the top of it. So when you're facing where you want to put the wall, you just spin it, get it into the position you want it. Let's see if we can get up here. Alright, so this side's kind of hard to see. You can put it off center though. It's not just going to lock into where you want it. And you can put it too far in and too far out. So you just got to play with it until you get it where you would like to have it. So we're just going to do it like this for now so we can get a roof on top. And we're just mouse wheeling, and it should lock in roughly. And then you can put them on top of each other. I like to go too high just so it feels more spacious. And to see how that one's not really lining up, we're just going to go with it though. There you go. Once it's built out, it's fine. Alright, so we still need a roof on top. For that, we might have to build some stairs so we can get above us. So we're going to go back into the right menu. We were building the 45-degree roofs. I'm going to go for 26 on this one. So we're just going to choose the 26-degree corner. Let's see, 26-degree corner. There we go. Then we're going to set it right here. So you just look where you want it to go roughly and spin it, and usually it'll get eventually into the right position that it needs to go. But come on now. Right there. And then from that, we can do another corner if we want to, or we can just start building level out. I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to level this out though. And we'll try this. It'll at least give us a solid roof above the crafting station. We should be good to craft. Alright, come on, get there, get there. You know you want to get in position. Alright, there we go. And just left mouse button, and bam. So now we should be able to, in theory, craft on the station. Wait. That's because it's broken. Let's go to 3. Alright, so now we can use the workbench. Thing to note with the workbench, okay? So you see right now my axe is broken. We don't need to build another one. My club is taking damage, and my hammer is taking damage. So you want to repair that. Now rags are taking damage. So you're going to want to click this glowing hammer right here. And that'll repair your stuff. It costs nothing to repair your items. So just make sure you click that every time you come back to your house. And now everything's back repaired and ready to go. The next thing we're going to want to do is to, of course, start getting storage and stuff put together. We're going to want to make a hoe because we can't build out here like right now. Like so, if I go back to my hammer and we go to add a floor. Let's see, floor 4. There we go. Here, like, and we want to add it, say, right here. You get the positioning right. Alright, so if we want to put a floor there, it's going to break because there's nothing under it to support it because the ground's not level. See? So there's just enough gap there. It's not level enough because we built too far this way, so it's sloped. So we're going to want to make us a hoe. And you can run around with your torch and everything else out too. I don't want my torch on because it runs out of durability and you can't repair that. You just have to make new torches. Alright, so we need to make a hoe. So in the crafting menu here, you can also upgrade your items here if you have the required materials based on the level of your workbench. Alright, so here we need a hoe, which requires 2 stone, 5 wood. We're going to craft that. And then we get new building stuff. So with the hoe built, it's in our 6 slot. We're going to press 6. And what we can do with this is you just kind of aim at the ground and you just hit it. And it'll start leveling it out. So what we should have done initially was just done this first before I built out so much flooring. So we'll probably end up just ripping all that out. Thankfully with the stones here, we can kind of gauge what we want to do. Oh, here we go. We've got another thing from the bird. What's up, Birdman? So with the hoe you can't do as much, so you're going to have to swap back to something else usually. Alright, this tool is used for landscaping. You could say it's the perfect complement to the hammer. Use it to clear the ground and manipulate the terrain. It is easier to create buildings on level ground. And what he means by that is, so with the hoe, if you right click, you can raise the ground. You can path in it, so that's to make like a road. So all we're going to do right now is we're just going to turn it all brown, get rid of the grass. And then from there we'll try and figure out what needs to be raised, what needs to be lowered. I'm pretty sure if we just level it, it's all close enough in this area that we won't have to worry too much about getting extremes. It's just if you're building over like mountainous areas, it can get kind of rough. Like you see how this is starting to slope up. And you can kind of beat it down a little bit just by doing level ground. But you don't want to go too far down. So I'm not sure what it does if we do it on the floors. We'll try it. Yeah, invalid placement. Okay. And this uses stamina. It weakens your hoe up, so. Just give it some of this grass so we can see clearly all around us. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the hammer and we're going to get rid of these 4 pieces here. So to do that, you just press down the middle mouse button if you left your settings as default. And we'll just leave this like a little crafting hut for now, and then we can build a house out once we get to ground level. So we go back to 6, and we'll smash down the rest of this. Alright, so you see that looks pretty level as we come in with the camera. So now we should be able, in theory, to build pretty much anywhere that is brown within these rocks. So we can continue off of this if we want to. I don't think I want to. I think we're going to start fresh. And see, the terrain changes a little, so you want to be careful because you can go too far down. It's not an exact science. It does take a lot of work. But I mean, that looks pretty good. Like a little high spot right there. But I think this should give us a decent little home to live out of. We might try to build off this, but I just have a feeling it's not going to work out too well. Because if you look under it, it's floating. But now that, I mean, it's really hard to see. So you kind of just want to find the low spot and go from the low spot towards the high spot, and then you can just dig down. Yeah, see how that's higher? Like you can see the circle full there, and then you roll over, it needs to come down just a little bit there. And you just kind of want to get that circle to match up. Personally, I think it's better to build and then level after you start building your flooring out. I guess I'm good. I guess we can go ahead and start working on that flooring some. We don't have a lot of wood left, so I'll have to do some gathering. And if you see, like I said, the white circle here, that's coming off the workbench. So if we step outside of it, you can't place anything here. Now if you stand inside of it, you can place stuff on the outside there, like that. So you can place as far as you can reach, as long as you're within the circle. So let's kind of eyeball what we've got going here. We know this is kind of our low spot, so we can just start from here. Alright, so that's probably about as good a positioning we're going to get. Let's see. What do we want to do here? Yeah, something like this. And see how it goes into the dirt? That means it's not level there. So we're going to want to kind of level that out a little bit before we build too much onto it. And that's why I said you want to build your flooring kind of as you go, because you can work with the ground that way. So then swap back to our hoe, and we'll start kind of leveling this back out so we can see what we're doing. You gonna show me my floors, or am I just digging a hole? They're just moving dirt around. That's funny. So like I said, guys, you just gotta play with it until you get it leveled out the way you want. As you see here in our skills, from where we've been running around, we've skilled up various things like run, clubs, blocking, jumping, unarmed attacks, axe attacks, swimming. It's not leveled, but we did swim a little bit, so it's popped up. Sneaking, bows are now able to be leveled up once we build one, and then of course wood cutting. And like I said, every time you add on new weapons and new things, you get more options. And with that said, so to craft and build faster, we can come back to our workbench. If you wanted to, you could upgrade your stone axe, hammers, hoes, and stuff, and repair everything. Alright. Best thing to do, though, is you're going to get the flint axe. Flint axe is like a really good thing, so we'll need more wood for that. So we'd have to cut up more trees. As you can see, building on level ground is the best way to go. It's a lot easier than trying to build on a hill terrain. It can be done, it's just going to take a while. And then of course, the better tools you have, the more damage you'll do. Like the flint axe is still the axe, so when you use it, you're still going to be leveling up axe skills. Too far. Alright, so using the workbench again, we can now make the flint axe. So we're going to craft that. It takes flint stone, which is why I said grab some of those on your way. So we won't need this one anymore. We'll put that in a chest somewhere because we can just repair the flint one over and over again. So there's our flint axe. And if we run over here to one of these trees, you can see we're doing more damage. We went from like 6 to 7 damage up to an average of like 8 to 11. And you do have crit hits, so you can do more damage. Okay, we're going to chill for a second for some stamina, because if it falls, we need to make sure we get out of the way. Let's grab some of these mushrooms while we're right here. Alright, let's see which way it's going. Hopefully it knocks down some more trees. Be careful, because if it does, they'll fall right on top of you. Get the resin, because you're going to need that. Grab some stone. So it didn't knock down any trees. Now we're going to have to risk it all. And if you see buildings like this, guys, be careful. There's going to be dangerous enemies around it. That's a stone castle up there. And usually there's going to be grey dwarves and possibly some bigger enemies. I don't really want to spoil it for you until like episode 2 and 3 when we get there. And we're not even remotely close to being ready for those. It sounds like something's throwing stuff at us. So we're going to just keep our distance for now. Oh, so the birch tree is too hard. We can't cut through it right now. So that's either going to be related to our tool or to our skill level. And so now what we want to do is we want to get our little house started. Get it built up, get a bed, because the bed's a spawn point for when you die. And just slowly keep on gathering stuff up, guys. Start fighting stuff, start killing stuff, get your leather, get your recipes going. For leather, you're going to initially start killing boars and deer. And that's going to give you deer hide. It's going to give you trophies. Save all of your trophies. So we got a grayling coming up here. Go ahead and smack him. Bam, critical hit, 64.5 damage. And he dropped us a piece of resin. And again, guys, just keep starting. This is how to get started on day 1. I'm going to work on this and get my house built up, and then I'll probably start on to the second episode of this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure, as always, to hit that like button. Leave comments below for any questions or any ideas you have. Maybe let me know what I'm doing wrong, because like I said, I'm brand new to this game. And as always, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.